Sometimes your fake boss boyfriend gets punched by your jealous first love who ignored you until you were suddenly romantically unavailable. And that's just life.
Welcome to the KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim.
That's Ashley.
That's Kim. We're here to recap and relive our favorite moments of Episode 8 Business Proposal with you, our listeners.
We're going to jump right in. So if you have not yet, make sure you go and watch the episode before you come back here and hang out with us while we talk about the episode. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Welcome to the KDrama Show. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Kim.
We're here to unpack your all-time favorite Korean dramas and chat about all the reasons that we find these shows so charming.
And so addictive, and we know you do too, so settle in with some ramen and a boba tea while we dive into the KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim.
Make sure you are following us on Instagram at the KDrama Show. Make sure you like and subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And yeah, just chat with us. We'd like to interact.
Which is weird because we're kind of hobbits. Hobbit hole. Anyway. Topic number 1. It's called Second Thoughts. So, whoops, I scrolled too far. So TaeMoo asks if he can take this little smoochy smooch in the corner as a yes to his confession.
Valid.
And she basically shoves him off of her and is like, no, that was a mistake. Sorry. And then she says they should pretend that it had never happened and that she will see him the next day. She and Youngso must read from the same script. Dang.
Yikes.
But he chases her down and he's just like, what the heck, dude? Are you really saying no and you're just going to walk away like this? But MinWoo interrupts and he's like, we were looking for you. And HaRi takes this as her out and just, walks away from the situation. But back home, TaeMoo takes out his frustration on the HaRi doll from the Mellow Man's concert again. And HaRi is at home kicking herself for even going there with TaeMoo. Like, she had promised herself she wasn't going to. But it's at work the next day, and HaRi's team is watching the playback of the sauce bottle incident. And she's so embarrassed. She's like, I can't believe I did that. And they're like, no. Like, this worked for us. You made this comment saying that, the stain didn't stay because you don't use artificial colors and everything is all natural. And everybody loves you in the comment section. Like, they think you're super charming and that you and MinWoo have great chemistry and think that you're dating.
Eek.
But TaeMoo is trying to reach HaRi, who is, fielding his phone calls. She doesn't want to talk to him. But while TaeMoo is out and about doing publicity-related things, he runs into director Jin from Marine Group, who is also Youngso's aunt, the mother of the super obnoxious cousin. And she mentions how Youngso is objectively far too inferior for him to be with her anyway. So he made the right call, right? And it's so obvious why he would have dumped her. And TaeMoo is like, and someone is prickling behind him.
He's ready
How dare you?
He's ready to go.
I beg your finest pardon, ma'am. And so he does the good secretary thing and he whispers something about an appointment to TaeMoo, who's like, I'm sorry, I have to leave now. And we see that director Jin is plotting how she can hook up her obnoxious daughter with TaeMoo at this point. But TaeMoo has overheard Sunghoon down in the hallway making plans, and he's like, yeah, just clock out early. I got some stuff to do. And Sunghoon's like, don't you need me to come with me? Don't you need me to come with you? And TaeMoo's like, no, go enjoy your dinner. And it's a very cute little brotherly interaction.
Well, especially because he's watching him giggle on the phone.
Yeah,
he's like,
he's happy for him. It's very sweet.
Who are you and what did you do? You grew up.
Yep, exactly. But TaeMoo's plans are that he has a date with Destiny to try to force HaRi into acknowledging her feelings for him. And that brings us into topic number 2, which is called Fender Bender.
He has picked up HaRi and is like, okay, you are the one who kissed me. You have caused damage. And you know me, I always get paid back for what was done. Also, you've been dodging all of my calls. So, how are you going to fix this now? And again, she tells him, it was a mistake only because we were standing so close. Girl, you don't pull somebody in when you're standing that close.
Unless you mean it.
So he makes her take him to a very expensive dinner. And she's like looking at the prices going, well, I'm not eating. You enjoy the food. It's fine. But she even calls him out and tells him that he is equally responsible because he had kissed her back as well. And she goes, you kissed me back like a total player, all skilled and whatnot. So he agrees. He's like, okay, I will take responsibility for my actions by taking care of you for the rest of your life as a man cares for a woman. And she just goes, what? Can you please stop? And he asks the question of like, how am I supposed to stay still when the woman that I like has kissed me like that? Here's the alternative payment, a kiss for a kiss. To which she tries to hide. But then we see that MinWoo is actually in the middle of a photo shoot about all of his food, kind of just getting a little bit more background on him. And Yura is the one who had actually set this up for him. And they like take a break and MinWoo is like, why did you do this? I didn't want this. And she's going, this is so good for you though. Like this is good for like your popularity, just to get your name out there more. And the photographer asks about the assistant that he had on the video, saying like, she seemed like she didn't really know what she was doing, but MinWoo brightens at the fact that HaRi has been brought up, and he's like, no, she's not smart enough to come up with something like that, like the little quip, which that bothered me.
Well, double backhanded.
Rude.
Yeah.
But he's excited to start talking to her, and Yura just is like, you've got to be kidding me. And she even is looking at the video in the comments are like, oh, how they look so good together. They have to be dating. And it's just making things more and more tense for everyone. But back at dinner, HaRi is truly lamenting the fact that this dinner is going to cause her to become broke yet again. When the chef comes out to have TaeMoo taste test some new items that they're thinking about adding, and as TaeMoo is tasting these different things, HaRi cannot help but stare at his lips and just go, crap, what am I doing? And quickly excuses herself to, splash some water on her face and get it together because she's not. So when she walks out, she finds that TaeMoo is playing the piano, like for the whole restaurant. And
I have a soapbox about this scene.
Okay. They get ready to leave. And this is when she learns that TaeMoo has actually paid for the meal because it's obviously something that's far outside of her budget. And he again tells her, well, I'll take something else as payment. Maybe next time I'll make you buy me steak. Also hinting, like, I'd rather you just kiss me again.
Yeah. I mean,
okay. I was actually going to bring you a soapbox today and I forgot. So sad.
So first, the reason I called this topic Fender Bender was because HaRi refers to the accidental kiss as a Fender Bender. And TaeMoo says, he gets super offended and he's like, are my lips just like some kind of column you can just crash into and leave?
Yes. Yes, they are.
But the song that TaeMoo is playing...
River Flows in You.
If you have spent any amount of time in a collegiate level music department, you will understand my deeply seated hatred for this song. It is like the Justin Bieber baby of piano songs in college. And I hate it. It was really pretty the first
10 times you heard
times I heard it. By the 80th, I was like,
That is one song I never learned how to play, so.
I refused to just based on principle because
I had other things going on.
I could sing it to you in my sleep. Anywho, it's fine. And then the thing that's really bad about kids in really mediocre music programs, they think they are God's gift to music.
She's saying that because we were both in one.
And like
The same one.
we get it. You can play the same 3 songs over and over, like the same 8 bars.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make you good. I'm sorry. I lasted a semester in that program. And then I got deeply bitter. Okay.
I made it a year.
Good for you. I mean, honestly. Where are we?
Are we on topic 5?
Topic 3.
3? I don't know.
That's true. You don't have my topics.
I'm guessing.
You were hoping we were halfway done. Topic number 3 is the truth hurts. So this would make sense if you'd heard our last 20 minutes of conversation about high school.
Moving on.
Youngso has surprised Sunghoon with this beautiful home.
Hand home.
I almost said handmade, and then I was like, wait, homemade
Same thing.
spread of food. Whoa. At her house.
Mm-hmm.
We can only get 3 words out at a time. He digs in, and he's so excited, and then he has instant regret because he realizes his girlfriend cannot cook to save her life.
I have it. When he tries it, he about malfunctions.
He really did. He has this little zzz that happens.
Every bite.
Yeah, she can't cook at all. And he's like, all right, we gotta lie our way out of this one, boys. And she's like, no. You need to be honest. I'm not gonna get better if I don't get honest critique and feedback from you. And so he's like, all right, bet. And he's like, this is too salty. This is too soggy. This wasn't that great. And I couldn't tell you about these ones because I haven't tried it yet. And then he sees her face and he's like, but I bet they're great. It's too late.
Bro.
Yeah, he sucked the air right out of the room. But later, Youngso is at dinner with HaRi. She's announcing that she is officially dating Sunghoon. And HaRi is, of course, super excited for her. She starts to congratulate her. And then Youngso's like, yeah, I don't know if you should congratulate me because I made him this beautiful dinner and he didn't even like it. Which she admitted even to herself that the food was not good when she made it. And so Youngso starts to criticize TaeMoo in the midst of all of this, saying, like, he's not able to be a good boyfriend right now because TaeMoo is just, like, calling him all the time, working him into the ground, yada, yada, yada. And then HaRi's like, well, it's not really all his fault. He doesn't call that often. And you know, these kinds of hemming and hawing. And she's like, are you dating him? Why are you defending him? She's like, no, why would you ask that?
I wouldn't do that.
That's a strange question. That brings us into topic 4, which is called It's Complicated.
So we see that Chairman Kong is with his friends. They're having their own gossip session. And, you know, he's telling them about the woes of TaeMoo's relationship life. Of he was dating Kyung-hee and I really liked her and she had XYZ that, you know, would be perfect for my grandson. And yet he broke up with her and he's now with some other girl and know nothing about her. And his friends pull the right card here and go, you want your grandson to get married? Sit on your hands. Don't get involved. Otherwise, your grandson is never going to get married. Like, you need to back off. But then we cut to the chicken shop and we see that HaRi's mom and dad are preparing because there's supposed to be a big group of people coming in. And her dad isn't feeling very good. And her mom's just like, well, maybe you should stop eating so much. What was it, like beef tartare or something like that? Like,
which is raw beef, if you don't know.
Cannot say that I would recommend personally. But then we cut to Sunghoon and Youngso, and they are going for a date. And Sunghoon had told Youngso, we're going to go for a walk near the heels. Wow. Near the hills.
Sorry.
Heels. That's what she is wearing to this walk. It is not a walk. They are going hiking. And she's just like, why would you do this to me? Like, do you hate me?
I'm an indoor girly.
I'm maybe outdoorsy, like outsidey at best. Like, no.
Outside.
Hi, I'm outsidey as well. And he tells her, you know what, don't worry about it. I got everything taken care of. He has shoes for her to wear. He has his backpack with, like, you know, some snacks, water, first aid kit, because he's like, this is what I do. He goes, but you're always so tired because you're stuck in an office all the time. Like, we need to get you out. You need to be exercising. But HaRi, while she is at the chicken shop, gets a phone call, and she ends up meeting TaeMoo at an amusement park. And this is how she's going to pay him back. He tells her that he is buying her time for the whole day, so don't worry about paying for anything. And we get this adorable montage of going on rides, the little headbands. Like, they're just having a great time. But then we cut back to Young-soo and Sung-hoon, and she is dying on this hike. Like, they get to a top and she's like, I'm sitting down. Like, no, I need a break. Sung-hoon, you know, gives her some water and is like, you know what, you should come with me whenever you can. Like, this would just be good for you. It'd be good for us. And so she mentions, like, okay, if you do this all the time, there has to be someone that you've brought on these hikes. And he goes, oh, the only person I've ever brought up here is TaeMoo. And she's just like, okay, weird. But Young-soo begins to make comments about TaeMoo's behavior, especially with how he's treated HaRi. Especially, you know, like, in the past when he first learned about the deception and, like, conning her into a contract and then learning about, like, who she really is. Mm-hmm. And instead of just owning it and being like, I know who you really are, like, we're going to clear the air, he decided to play around with her a little bit more. And she calls him bossy. And Sung-hoon's like, no, I mean, like, he had a reason to be angry. So he's defending him because that's his brother. Mm-hmm. And he tells Young-soo that she's also at fault for some of this is because she's the one who sent her friend onto this date. And Young-soo gets very upset and goes, shouldn't you be my boyfriend instead of, you know, a secretary right now? You're supposed to be on my side and tell me that I'm right. And, like, be on my team. Mm-hmm. I need you on my team right now. Yeah. It's like, and also you, as my boyfriend, shouldn't you be glad I didn't go on a blind date with another man? Like, hello. We met each other first, actually, so I should be getting a thank you. Mm-hmm. But then also, like, she goes, you're clearly on TaeMoo's side instead of being my boyfriend. You've criticized my food. You missed a movie. All you can do is talk about him. Like,
who are you really dating?
Yeah, it's clear you're on his side. And he tells her, I'm so sorry. Let's just think about this logically, calm down, and hike to the top.
So just, like, the worst possible
And
words.
she tells him, do you think I can be logical in this situation right now? You know what? Next time you come up here, I hope you're holding hands and singing with TaeMoo. I'm going back down.
HaRi is trying to beg off this date, right? Mm-hmm. This is topic 5. It's called Alias. HaRi is doing anything she can to beg off this date. And she's like, let's go get something to eat. And he's like, okay, well, I want a corn dog from this place. And she's like, okay, must be a really stinking good corn dog because we came all this way. Mm-hmm. And she bites into it and she's like, this is really normal. Mm-hmm. Why are we here? And he actually is very vulnerable and says, this is something that I used to eat with my parents back when I was 7 years old. And sometimes when I feel kind of alone, I'll come here and I'll have another one just to sort of live in that memory. And HaRi responds by complimenting the corn dog and saying that must be a really happy memory. TaeMoo thanks her for allowing him to relive this moment of his life without trying to overshadow it with I'm sorries and pity and things like that for his situation. But they end up getting interrupted by a phone call. And meanwhile, Young-soo has wandered off on her own in the middle of the forest. And Sung-hoon finally tracks her down, and they sort of continue their little lover's spat. And when Young-soo tries to stomp away, she ends up twisting her ankle. And so Sung-hoon is like, okay, just get on my back. I'll carry you down the mountain. It'll be fine. We'll go get you to the hospital. basically by the end of it, Youngso is just happy that she has such a doting boyfriend, and realizes that he really does care for her. But HaRi, the phone call, she is rushed to the hospital where her mother is sitting in the waiting room, and she has a small burn on her arm. But the real issue is that her father had been admitted with acute appendicitis and had to go into surgery. But they don't have him in a room, but he's just stuck in triage because there's no available rooms. And so as they're talking about this, a nurse arrives and says, "We found you a room. It's in the VIP suite." And they're like, "Wait, we can't afford this. What are you doing? Who arranged this?" And TaeMoo strolls in around the corner, knight in shining armor, and he starts to introduce himself. But HaRi's like, "No, he's not the president. This is my supervisor." And they're like, "Oh, you must be Kevin." And they're just like, "All right, we'll go with this." And so up in the room, HaRi's parents are kind of relishing in the luxury, which embarrasses HaRi to no end. And TaeMoo's like, "I just have connections to someone in the hospital." And HaRi's mom says, "You know, you look really great for being someone in your 40s. And HaRi tries to just get him out of the room before this gets any worse than it already is. But her mother's like, no, you should stay. You should have some honey water." And HaRi's father from bed comments on the fact that he must be so exhausted working weekends with HaRi like this all the time, getting all this overtime. And it's just thanks to this cruel president who was handed this position based upon nepotism. And they start calling him curse words. And HaRi's just like sinking into the couch, like, kill me now. But that brings us into topic 6, which is called Struck Down.
So we see that MinWoo has come to the chicken shop to help Haemin clean up while his parents are in the hospital. And he drops a...
Haemin.
What did I say?
Haemin.
I've taken Kim's spot of inability to speak. So MinWoo drops a glass, and as he goes to pick up the pieces that have shattered all over the floor, he cuts his finger. And so he is sent upstairs to get a bandage for his finger. And this honestly kind of bothered me of like, why are you going into HaRi's room? Go to the bathroom and get a Band-Aid. Or like, you know where the first aid kit is. Why did you go into her room? You freaking weirdo.
Creepy.
Hated that. That's a different soapbox for a different day. And as he finds, a Band-Aid, and in typical fashion here, we drop it into the open drawer. Close the drawers. I'm clumsy, so mine is I just would run into it and gash my leg open. So
It's true.
Moving on. So as he goes to pick up the Band-Aid, he finds the contract, as is done. Here's our huge trope right now. And he is reading it and is going, they're not in a relationship. Like, this is something that's been arranged. And we see that TaeMoo is walking HaRi back to her house. And he comments about, I didn't get fully paid back. And she tries to argue with him, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, fine. Call me a mean boss. And so they're just having this little bicker moment. And he's telling her, like, you need to actually, pay me back with a kiss. That is the payment that I want. He knows what he wants, people. He's not letting go. But MinWoo is over, listening to all of this, and he just gets super angry and, storms over and just immediately punches TaeMoo in the face, which, to everyone's shock, TaeMoo's like, all right, bro, let's go. I will throw down with you. But HaRi stops him because she sees that a police car is making rounds around the park that they're walking in, and she doesn't want anybody to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. And she tells him, just go home. I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll go from there. And she pulls MinWoo away. Mm-hmm. And I say this not as my fit. To his credit, he does just immediately address it with the contract. And he just presents it rather than holding on to it to be like, what is going on? Are you being forced into this? Is this because of money? What is the situation here?
And why didn't you ask me for help?
Right. And she gets really she bristles at this immediately and it was like, you know what? This is none of your business. What I do whatever arranged relationship I'm in, whether it's with Kang TaeMoo or not, it is none of your business. I've told you before, I'm going to say this yet again. I can take care of myself.
Bug off.
Like, you need to stop. And she even tells him, the only reason that I stopped TaeMoo is because I didn't want a report filed and I didn't need any headlines. Mm-hmm. But you are going to apologize to him the next time you see him. Like, he does not deserve anything that you were trying to say right now. And he tries to be like, well, I just didn't want him to be taking advantage of you. And she tells him, like, you just need to stop. And she gets up to leave. And MinWoo tells her that she and TaeMoo are never going to work out. And she goes, well, you can mind your own business.
And that brings us into topic number 7, which is called Caught in a Pickle. So HaRi is wanting to explain the whole situation to TaeMoo, right? Mm-hmm. Because she cares about him.
And he had every reason to respond.
Yes. When you get hit out of the blue. And it's not like she doesn't like him, right?
Oh, yeah.
But MinWoo is seeing it through the perspective of, HaRi likes me, and you are preying upon your employee. When in reality, it's TaeMoo and HaRi who are having this exchange, trying to navigate an actual relationship, mm-hmm. a reciprocated relationship. But MinWoo's words telling her that it won't work out are basically haunting her now. And she ends up settling for telling TaeMoo that she's going to repay him for the hospital bill. And it is the next day, and we see that Team 2 is heading out on some sort of a business trip. And HaRi's checking her text messages to see if TaeMoo has responded, and he hasn't. He's left her on red, and it really doesn't sit well with her, because that's mm-hmm. very out of character for him. So Sunghoon and Youngso have greeted each other in the parking lot, and they share a little kiss, which is witnessed by TaeMoo, and he's a little bit taken aback, because Sunghoon never alluded to the fact that his current girlfriend was someone that
they both know.
Yeah, involved with. And he asked why he kept this from him, and he feels sort of offended that Sunghoon wasn't honest about the relationship, because TaeMoo has always been very straightforward with him. Mm-hmm. But as they're walking into TaeMoo's office, kind of still at odds about this whole thing, the chairman comments on how the president is slacking a bit on his duties when everyone else is working so hard. And then he goes on to tell TaeMoo that it is part of your duty to go on these blind dates in order to secure the future of this company.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does. That brings us into topic 8, which is called Blind Date.
So the company is having like a competition day of sorts. And they are in teams of like who they work with competing against other teams. And they're playing like dodgeball. I hate that game. That's my TMI of the day. But it is a brutal battle. And our girl HaRi is killing it. Like, she is just... She's just enjoying the game. I just love that you're just so...
It was up here earlier.
But she's doing great until she falls and lands on her wrist, potentially fracturing it. At least that's what the very painful sound and highlighted part that was shown looked like. But they learn while everyone is surrounded around her that after the competition, whoever wins MVP gets to go on a dinner date, or like a one-on-one dinner with the president. For HaRi, it'd be a date. Everybody else would just be like, oh, we're gonna get promoted and fast track our career here. Mm-hmm. And TaeMoo at the same time is going over what he's going to do with this blind date, and then it's been set up with Youngso's cousin, Yoo-jung, because her mom, being a director, does have a lot of power in the company, and it would be technically beneficial for both parties. And Sunghoon is asking him what he's going to do. Like, what's your plan here? And HaRi is thinking about the one-on-one dinner and then about the kiss that they've shared. And it's just like, I have to do something now. And we see that the replacement for HaRi is getting a pep talk to be in the game. Poor guy. He's just like, I don't think I feel very comfortable with this.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to do this. It kind of Meet the Robinsons when he goes back in time and brings back the T-Rex and he goes, Master, I don't think this plan was very well thought out.
Yeah.
But HaRi walks in and she is
A big head, little arms. I'm just not sure how well this plan was thought through. Master. Sorry.
I'm the one who started it. It's okay. But HaRi walks in and she is ready to go. She's wrapped her wrists. She's fired up and goes on to win the game, which means she has won the one-on-one dinner with TaeMoo.
That brings us to topic 9, which is called Risk It All. Team 2 has won the competition and is celebrating at dinner.
Celebrating dinner. Yeah.
I mean, we celebrated dinner. It was delicious.
It was fabulous on so many levels.
But Miss Kim has kind of brought up the fact that President TaeMoo wasn't there that day.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin just casually is like, oh yeah, he was on a blind date. Haven't you heard? And this like rocks HaRi's world. Because she all of a sudden, it's like, you know, she went back into the competition. She's like, I don't want all these thirsty women having a one-on-one dinner with my man over here. So she was like, yeah. And now he's on a blind date after all of this.
Audacity.
But Youngso's crazy cousin has arrived to the date, and HaRi is busy heading home for the evening. And she's thinking back on TaeMoo's promise to pursue her until she had reciprocated, and she's like, okay, well, where did that go?
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of kicking herself for resisting it so much and turning her back on his feelings. And she sort of feels like the ultimate dagger in his back was when she had sided with MinWoo, or it appeared like she had sided with MinWoo, and really she's just trying to keep everyone out of trouble the night that he got punched. But she's like, all right, jumping in a cab, and she's off to who knows where, but TaeMoo is sitting in his car somewhere when he gets a call from HaRi. And she doesn't just ask, she demands he leave that date right now. After he had made her fall for him, she's super upset that he had left her on red, and he's making her crazy by going on this blind date. And he just kind of smiles at it, and he tells her that he really likes that she wants him finally and is being open about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, why would you think so little of me, that I would go on a blind date after all of the trouble I've gone through to get you to admit your feelings for me? And he's like, I'm sitting in front of your house waiting for you to get home. It's so cute. But HaRi is telling the cab, like, flip around, we gotta go back. She gets stuck in traffic. And TaeMoo is trying to drive toward her, and he gets stuck in traffic. So they both just ditch, and they start running toward each other. And they meet on a footbridge. And TaeMoo says, if you come any closer, I'm never going to let you go again. And so she walks up to him, and they have a little kiss. End of episode.
No.
Character of the hour.
I really like HaRi in this episode of we're finally being honest with ourselves. And even though we're trying to figure out how to be honest with ourselves, we aren't going to let the person that we care about get in any type of trouble. Mm-hmm. And so she's being very protective. And even when Youngso like makes comments about TaeMoo and, you know, he must be so difficult, and she's like, no, like he has reasons for things that he does. Yeah. And so she's standing her ground in little ways before she finally even realizes, like, oh no, I am in love with this man who's done nothing but the moment that he admitted he had feelings for me, he's done nothing but prove that over and over and over. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, TaeMoo gets the honorable mention of just like, I would never go anywhere else.
Yeah, he's just very much
like, this is
it. Yeah.
This is where I'm at. I told you that I was going to continue to pursue you, and I'm outside your house. Like, when are you coming home?
I've been here for like 3 hours. Just kidding.
Yikes. And yours?
I think HaRi would also be mine, just because once she knew what she wanted and was willing to admit that to herself, she stuck to that. Mm-hmm. And didn't allow her history with MinWoo to shake that. And I think just realistically speaking, it would be very easy to allow that to shake your feelings for the new person when you have so much history with somebody. And so I just really like that she's like, yeah, nah. Yeah, my Australian came out. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah. You know?
Here's the line. You put there. You don't get to cross it.
Right. And she already put up a line of like, you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Worry about her. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about me.
Yep. So I really appreciated that. But final thoughts?
I need to know who was the blind date for Youngso's cousin. Because I
don't even remember, honestly.
It's obviously not TaeMoo because he's with HaRi.
The only thing that comes to mind is it's Sunghoon, and he just like delivers the dagger.
I think so.
Yeah.
But she is so obnoxious, but she's so hilarious. Mm-hmm. I think it's like this next episode or the one after where she and Youngso kind of have the awkward.
I don't remember.
You know I have no chingu. Get it, girl. Fighting. But yeah, we have 4 episodes left. Mm-hmm. Which is bizarre.
This one went quickly.
Very fast. But it's just slow and fast, yeah. But this is, like I said with the last episode, like these are just the more fun episodes. I mean, you have the amusement park date, which they're just getting to hang out, because he even tells her, I'm paying for your time. Like, he doesn't care what they do, he just wants to hang out with her and spend time with her. But also I love when Youngso and Sunghoon are having their little lovers quarrel down the mountain and get lost, and her realizing, no, like you're a tough guy, and like I understand that you're going to be there for TaeMoo, and like honestly I got over it a long time ago. I get to have you, and I don't want to miss out on the time that we have. Right. And so it's just we've said this with every single episode, it's just a fun, easy watch, and it's just so cute.
It is.
So cute.
Was it this episode where he gave her the whole spiel about can or can't be together? Is previous episode, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, previous episode, because yeah, they're together now. Because yeah, last episode she tells him, let's just pretend the night was null and void.
Not Youngso.
Oh. TaeMoo?
TaeMoo and HaRi.
That would have been this one.
Was it this one?
Yeah, because she's like, we can't be together. I don't think we can be together. Like, we're so different at the beginning.
Yeah. And the part where he's like, I'm not asking you about whatever. I think my favorite phrasing of that whole debacle in K-dramas is in My ID is Gangnam Beauty. In the rain, when Kyung-seok is like, yeah, I'm not asking what can or can't be, I'm asking what your heart is saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Right now it's telling me to fall down because I can't help but like you're beautiful. So
there's all those iterations of it, but I just felt like the way that he said it and delivered it was like chef's kiss. So
well, and TaeMoo's is very similar. Of I don't care what anybody else thinks. I care what you think. Where do you stand with this?
Yep, exactly.
So there's a little bit more maturity in some of these conversations in this show compared to some other ones where it's...
What's wrong with Secretary Kim? Don't get me wrong, that show is near and dear to my heart, but...
Season 1.
It also is rage-inducing in other ways.
Yes.
Yes,
it is.
I feel like this episode sets the stage nicely for the wind down. But we also have to have that final little drama with the grandfather and find out how this is going to shake out with the Gumhee stuff. So I'm just excited to see it wrap up really nicely and yeah, anyway. I'm too tired to think of anything else. If you have not already, make sure that you like and subscribe. Comment how you feel.
Comment how you feel.
Comment how you feel. Comment. Leave us a comment, please. Let us know what you thought about the episode. If you have any ideas for future episodes, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us a DM on Instagram. All of the things. Check out some of the polls that are on Spotify right now. Ashley would love to hear from you on those.
Please.
We have some really fun shows that are releasing right now. We've just done Vigilante, Love Next Door. We are currently working on No Love, No Gain? No Love, No Gain. Thank you.
No Gain, No Love?
No Love, No Gain.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah, No Love, No Gain.
Coming soon to theaters near you.
It should already be releasing by now. And we have a couple more things that we want to share with you for season 5. So,
yeah.
Bye.
Like what you're hearing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any new episodes. We'd love to connect with you on our Instagram at The KDrama Show. For more behind-the-scenes content, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Links are in the show notes. Thanks for hanging out with us on The KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim, and we'll see you next time.